Well, really soon, college presidents across the nation will have to make decisions about fall sports. Right now, the future of college football is unclear, but many players are making their voices heard and unifying behind one message. Our Alex Glaze has the story.
We want to play. As the 2020 fall college football season hangs in the balance, Clemson quarterback Trevor Lawrence ended a tweet with those 4 words Sunday night, and it quickly transformed into a movement.
It's great to see somebody stand up and lead on behalf of the student athletes. And seeing Trevor Lawrence, who's probably one of, if not the best college football player in America, to stand up and really rally the troops and say, guys, listen to what we're saying. We're the ones who are playing the game, and we want to play.
Later in a tweet, Lawrence posted a statement attributed to representatives of the players of the Power 5 conferences, calling on the conferences to take certain actions to make football this fall feasible. Most notably, the players called for a College Football Players Association.
We're talking about players becoming employees, right? And so there's a lot of kind of unintended consequences that come with that. But I think if it's led by smart people, the right people, people that understand kind of how collegiate finances work and what you're getting into if you decide to unionize, then yeah, I think it could work.
President Trump quote tweeted Lawrence's post and added, "The student athletes have been working too hard for their season to be canceled. Hashtag we want to play."
I admit I want to see college football, but I don't know about this one. It's a really difficult decision. The players want to play, but people want their children to be safe and to be able to achieve that next level in athletics too.
Yeah.
So a lot going in on this one as well.
It's tough. None of this is easy. When we talk about going back into the classroom, talk about playing sports, it is just no easy answer. J-Bell, you know I'm a Big Ten chick. I'm from Michigan. News came out today that both Michigan and Michigan State voted in the Big Ten Conference not to play. So it's just devastation all across the country. We're going to be bored.
Yeah, we're going to have to keep watching what happens. I know there's still some efforts underway to kind of see what can be done, if anything. So we'll keep you all informed of the latest developments on this situation.